Hey everybody, it's Doug here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to our second episode of Night Tales, where we are battling in the night to defend our village that has no name. But we have two knights, Tartos and Brita, who are trying to defend the village against an onslaught of enemies at the dark of night as they come from the deep dark forest and assault the town, being led at this current night by the war chief. In the game we have to survive 3 nights of assaults, and then during the day we get to go spend the money, the hard-earned trophy money we got from the previous night on goods and supplies to beef up our character. So if you didn't see the first episode, I highly recommend you go back and watch that, because it'll tell you in detail how we do those things. For now, we're going to get right back into it. We were about to start taking Tartos's turn again. Tartos the Knight is this guy right here. It doesn't technically matter from how you defend against us where they are on the map. It more matters what lanes are doing what in the row, which is more important. Your knight can attack anything, anywhere actually, just depends on how much fatigue they want to spend. So I think with Tartos, we are probably going to have to go after this ogre, because if he moves down the first lane, we're going to be in trouble, and this one is worse, but it only affects monsters in the lower lane, so he's not as bad right now, the Wraith. So I think we're going to go try and take on that ogre. The ogre's pretty tough. 1 red die and 3 black dice. That's not something to sneeze at. And we're kind of out of stuff. Tartos has his main ability left, which is add 1 sword token to your combat roll, deal any excess damage to an adjacent monster. That could be helpful. We could deal some damage to the shaman, who can only take 2. And we also have our longsword, which is you may turn any of your shields results into sword tokens, or any sword tokens into shields. So it gives you some flexibility there. But that's all we have left, so we don't have any additional rolls. We do have some. We can spend Wrath. You can spend Wrath in one of 2 ways. He's got 2 you can spend right now. He can spend it to either 1 to re-roll a night die, or 2, he can spend 2 Wrath to add a night die. So there is a way to add night dice on to our roll, and we don't have to determine that yet. So I think what we're going to do is, here's Tartos. He's going to attack the ogre, which means we're going to need 3 black dice, a red dice, and then our knight's dice. Okay, here is our dice pool for the ogre. You see he's got 1 red dice, 3 black dice against our 3 knight dice. We'll see how we pull this off. I'm not sure if we will or not. We'll have to see. But that did cost Tartos 2 stamina as well, which I've already taken into account. And let's roll our dice here. Ooh, that is really bad and weird. Okay, that's a weird roll. So I can eliminate 1 of the dice with this, but I don't know that it's going to do any good. So here, that shield blocked that. That sword is blocked by this. And I could actually get rid of 1 of these dice. Like that. Does me no good. So do I want to spend some Wrath to add a die? But then I still have to overcome this, or do I just let it go and say we did no damage whatsoever? Man, Tartos, bad on you. You did nothing in that round. I think that's what we're going to have to do, though. So that's going to end his round. He can't. I mean, that's a nothing burger. I could spend 2 to get another die, but if I roll a 1, it still did no damage because I can't get rid of this die. Even if I get rid of that die, it doesn't. If I roll 1 of these, I get rid of the die. It doesn't matter either. So I think we stop there. Tartos did nothing. Wow, total waste of a round for Tartos, but it cost him 2 stamina. He's still fine on stamina, and he hasn't taken any wounds yet, so we're okay there. And I don't think it's re-rolling or anything is going to help us. So we're going to go on to Brita. I think Brita is going to do the same thing. She is going to attack. Now, I could have turned... Wait, before we call this a day, I do have Tartos' sword. You may turn any of your shield results. So let's take a look at this again. I have 1 shield. I only have 1 shield, so I would block the 1 damage from them. But they have 3 shields, which I can't do anything about. Nope, there's nothing. Okay, I was wishful thinking there. We're going to move on to Brita. Brita is going to is going to do the same thing. So it's going to cost her 2 stamina. She's used a total of 3 stamina now, and she is going to attack with the same thing. But she's got all her items and stuff still, so we might be able to get something done here. That was a horrible roll last round. For Tartos anyway. So again, we got 3 black and 1 red. That's the ogre against our 3 knight dice. This ogre is going to be tough, no question about it. Let's see what we get here. Well, we got some good damage there. We have that. That blocks that. 2 shields, so we did 1 damage so far. We did 1 damage so far. What can I do with that? Let's look at our abilities. We can discard 1 monster die showing any sword results and add the sword token to your combat roll. So I could take this sword result, move it there at the use of that ability. I think we're going to do some things. We got some tricky stuff we can do here. She also has the Knight's Cross, which I can use any Knight's ability, including, well, I can basically use the cross instead of Brita's ability so I can keep it for another round. Or we can reroll any of your Knight dice once. I don't think that's helpful because we got good damage. It's just this one that matters, right? And these 2 shields, of course. So I can turn that over to us using the Knight's Cross, or using our special ability. So she is going to use her own special ability, but instead of applying it to that, we're going to apply it to the Knight's Cross. It says, use any Knight's ability, including exhausted abilities, and play without exhausting it. Well, actually, I just exhaust it, because then we can use it again using the Knight's Cross, so that's fine. But it'll take this sword symbol and put it to us. So now the ogre's done no damage, and we have done 2. I need 1 more to kill it. So we can use our longsword. I think this is worth it, because this guy's nasty, but the ogre is going to get make the Chief's Doom track go up. It says you may turn any of your shield results into sword results. Well, we can do that. That's only 1, but I think it's worth it because it'll kill the ogre. Okay, so we're going to do that. I took her shield and I put it on the sword. We've used that ability. That will turn this into this. Gives us 3. And the only thing that happened from the enemy is the Doom track went up for the chieftain. Again, that was pretty costly. Now, normally what you would do, right, if you take damage, is you would remove these and you'd put the crests of the heroes on them. But since she killed it outright, there's no point in doing that. We'll just take the 3 coins, add them to her board, and take the ogre as a trophy. Bang, the ogre is gone, but it did take us quite a bit of effort to make that happen. If I get 2 more points from an orc, maybe the shaman or something, shaman's only worth 1, I can trade them in for the, I think it's a spiked shield, right? I think so. Yeah, the spiked shield trophy, which is pretty good. However, we do have to do one thing left, and that's go up on the Doom track. And that means that this is going to go up 1 more right here, and now he's at a 3-1-1 instead of a 3-0-1, so he just got tougher. I think we need to find items that manipulate the monster's dice more. That could be useful, like Brita's ability. That was helpful. Okay, anyway, that is it. I'm going to take all those dice out of the pool. I mean, we completed that, and Brita had a good turn there. Now we're going back to Tardos, who's showing... Oh, and she killed a second-ranked monster. So, while she can't claim first place, she does get that, which means she'll get some points from that at the end of the game. Now we're back to Tardos. He's still fine. I think, though, it's time to start taking out these front-ranked people. What does the shaman do here? Let's just reread that. The shaman and all monsters in lower ranks of this lane gain 1 black monster die. So that means that that makes the goblin pretty tough, actually. The warrior, the orc warrior, goblin warrior, looks like an orc warrior, is the least powerful. But it says whenever a monster in this rank, including this warrior, resolves at least 1 sword result, add 1 sword result token to the combat roll. So it'll do more damage. But I think Tardos is going to take on the ogre, or the warrior rather. So let's, he's going to spend 1 stamina, that's all he needs to do to get that fight going. So he's still got plenty left because we luckily have not taken damage, which is weird. But we're going to fight the warrior. Now remember, if he rolls 1 sword, he gets to add a sword token to it. I'm sure he will. He's got right now just a red and a black dice. He's the weakest thing on the board, where we are going to have our 3 knight dice. And nothing more at this point, but we do have a couple things. We still have Tardos' ability to spill over damage, and we have our longsword. Spilling over the damage won't help because that's the only enemy that he can damage in the lane right now, in that row rather, in row 2. So let's roll our dice and see what we get. Just double checking. Yes, I got it right. Okay. So we're going to block. This allows us to remove 1. Means we got 1 coming through, which means that he also has a sword token, so that's 2 damage right there. And it doesn't say if we block it, it matters, but we are able to take the shield down, which means we're going to do 2 hits. We need to do 1 more hit to him. I think that we will spend we're going to spend 2 wrath to roll another knight die. So we can see if we can get, let's push these off to the side. We know what we're doing with these. And Let's see if we can get another night die and kill it. Come on, get another hit. There we go. Perfect. So we use this to remove the shield. Remember, this symbol, the faith symbol, allows you to remove a monster die. I'm just going to double check that. I'm pretty sure I can remove any monster die. It doesn't have to be, I think it doesn't have to be just Doom or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, discarding one or more monster dice for each faith result. So we're going to discard the shield with the faith result. That means we did 3 damage. However, he did do 2 back to us. So we've finally taken some hits. Let's resolve these in the easiest way possible. We're going to go look at the board first, then we'll go take the damage. Good news is the orc is dead. Now, normally, as I said, you would take these tokens and put them on there to show that you damaged him, but since he killed the orc flat out, the orc warrior, then we're just going to take the gold that will go on his board, and we'll take this trophy and put it on the board. Now, something's going to happen out here too. We'll do this in a moment. I want to take the damage first. Okay, he did take 2 damage, so he's just about to go in the yellow zone. We don't want that to happen. And you can see if the green die and the stamina die meet each other, that's the end of his round. That's the end of his night phase completely. So we did manage to barely kill the orc warrior. It did give us 2 trophy points, but that's not enough to get one of the cool trophy items. Okay, let's go back to the board because something new is going to happen. I think the timing on this is bad. So these 2 are going to move down, but before they're revealed, you see that the row is empty for the enemy. Now, he's got a special ability. The War Chief says, deal 1 damage to each lane with an orc monster in it. That's 2, or it's only 1 right now, so we're good there. So this guy is going to come down. His movement ability is going to trigger, and now he's actually on the battlefield. So we're going to do a damage to this lane. So we finally lost our barricades, our ramparts up at the front of the castle, in front of the gates there. We lost one of them. That's bad. It's not for each. It just says one with each lane in it. So right now that's just the goblin. Then we're going to turn this one over, and it was a warg. It wasn't a goblinoid character anyway, or orc character. The warg does 2 damage, and it says when attacked by a wounded knight, the warg adds 1 sword token to its combat roll. So we should let Brita try and take that guy on because she is not yet wounded, and Tartos is. And this was Tardos' turn, so that's okay. But Tardos has now taken 2 damage. And here we are. The battlefield is open. We can now go after the War Chief. He's got, again, 5 health damage, and he has quite a few dice. 3 red dice and 1 black dice. But we've got to take him on at some point before the end of this fight. However, I think Brita it'd be good to take the Goblin or Shaman on. We could take the Shaman, or the Goblin rather, but the Shaman gives him an extra black dice. So he's got 3 black dice and 1 red dice. He's almost as bad as the Ogre was. He's just a Goblin, and we'll lose gold. I don't like that either. I think Brita is going to go after the Warg. It is her turn. So the Warg is going to have 2 red dice. Got that in the pool. We got our 3 Knight's dice, and she's still got abilities left. So let's get that done. Since she is not wounded at all, the Warg's special ability does not trigger. Let's just hope she has a good roll here. Not a bad roll. We got 2 damage. It's not enough to kill him. We're going to block that. We're going to take 2 damage. I think she is going to spend 2 wrath to get the another blue die in there. See if we can kill it. Let's see if we can do it. We did not. We got a shield, but she already used her longsword. That is a bummer. However, we can use this. Okay, we're going to use this. Use the knight's ability, including any knight's ability. Let's discard 1 monster die. We could do that, showing a sword result. Doesn't help us. Does not help us. In play without exhausting it. That does not help us. We could reroll. We're going to probably do this one. We're going to spend that card. We're going to have to fight the chieftain with no abilities at all. But we're going to use our golden horseshoe. We're going to re-roll this die. Hopefully it does something different for us. It does. Okay, perfect. We killed the warg. Look at that. We blocked 1. We're going to take 2, and we did 3 damage. That is enough to kill the warg. So let's go resolve this. Maybe I'm trying too hard to make sure we kill him in 1 round, because that was pretty costly for us. But we do get all 3 coins on Brita right here. And Brita did take the warg out, which is not a bad thing, right? We need to take them all out anyway. She still has 1 wrath. And if she's going to take damage, which we'll do right now, so that'll give her more wrath potential as well. Okay, so that's going to go 1, 2, And there we have it. Now let's go resolve the board, because we have something we have to do on the board still. Well, we haven't taken this shaman out yet, but this lane is going to drop down to here. And what is it? It's another shaman. Now he says he's going to go to the back of the lane, so he can't. But he can't. He's going to stay up front. He's the only monster in the lane left. He can't move to the back. But he and all the monsters below him are going to get an extra token. So he's going to get, there's an extra black die token, right? Let me find one of those. There we go. So he's got 3 black dice. And he's up in the front there. So we're having a rush of goblinoid magic in front of the chieftain who's trying to protect his troops there. That is now the end of Brida's turn. She did pretty good. She only spent 1 stamina. I got to remember to keep spending the stamina. Now we're going to go back to Tartos. So she spent at this point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stamina to do all this so far. Because we attacked some back rank creatures. She's got 3. So let me see. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Okay. We got it. All right. Now, I think I already spent the stamina for her based on the monsters in front of her. She got the zombie out of the front row. She took out the ogre in the second row, and the warg was in the front row, so that'd be 4 stamina. So she's at 4. I already spent it. But we're going to go back to Tartos. Now he is going to spend a stamina to attack, I think. He'll attack the Wraith. Start getting the Wraith down there. Yeah. Okay, he's just going to attack the Wraith flat out. The Wraith has 2 black dice. He's got his 3 Knight's dice. We are attacking the Wraith. The Wraith is a cool creature. It doesn't do anything. The only thing effect it has is if it's behind other monsters, you can't spend Wraith to fight it, but it's not. So it's good. Oh, look at that. That was good. I mean, it's not great. We did take damage that I don't want to stop. I'm going to save our last ability, this longsword, for a bigger fight with the chief. So we did 3 points. We took a point, and they blocked 1, which is still enough to kill it because it only had 2 health. So he took out the Wraith in 1 shot. Here's the Wraith. There it is. That's the Wraith. And that now goes in his trophy pile along with the gold. And we're going to get back to now Brida's turn and see what Brida's going to do. Now he did take 1 point of damage though, so we need to address that. Tartos is bummed out. He's got a problem here. He is he's got this. Now remember, during this phase, we are going to, hold on, I got something covered up here that I need to show you. When we've done this, this is what's going to happen at the end of the round. So I didn't really cover this with you, but I'm going to cover it now. In the first round, you can see here it's got this stuff here. If we are still in the green, damage, we get 5 points. If we're still in the yellow, we get 3. And if we're in the red, we get none. So right now, he has just dropped to the yellow zone in damage. And so he is going to have a bit of a problem in scoring. He's going to score a little less than Brida, unless Brida also goes down into the yellow range, which she probably will. And if you didn't notice, Tartos's stamina and health bars are getting, or health markers are getting pretty close together. So that could be a problem. All right, well, we're left with some tough creatures now. Well, Brida's healthier. I think she's going to go after that back row shaman. So we're going to spend 2 stamina for her. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, she's got 2 stamina spent there. The that back row shaman, except this is going to move him. That's going to do a damage to that lane. Maybe she deals with this shaman instead. She's going to deal with the front row shaman. I'm going to give her back a stamina. I'm trying to hold the war chief there as long as I can. I mean, we've got to move him up eventually, but let's at least take the goblinoid character out of that rank before he moves up. And we haven't rolled another Doom die, which is good, so I probably just cursed us. Because he is going to roll 3 black dice against our 3 blue dice. And that's where we're at. So we're going to be attacking this shaman. Normally gets 2 black dice because of his special ability. The shaman and all monsters in the lower ranks of this lane gain 1 black monster die in combat. So here we go. We're almost done with this night. Let's see if we can get through it. Okay, this is good. This is good. Well, it's not good, actually. We didn't kill him. Maybe it's okay. Okay, we got a shield, so we'll block this. He'll block this. We'll do no damage, but we can remove this and do 1. We're just going to do 1 point to him. I think that's okay. I don't want to spend a lot of stuff right now. And if it's basically a wash, but we do 1 point of damage, I'll take that. So we're going to take 1 coin off the shaman. And that means that we're going to put one of Brida's tokens on that shaman right there. So she got him halfway damaged. He's only got 2 health. That's going to go on her board. And then we're going to go back over to Tardos. He will spend one stamina to go after the same character, the Shaman. And it's going to be the same thing. 3 black dice versus 3 blue dice. So we're just going to keep it there. That's not great. That's actually really bad. Well, we're going to get rid of one of those. We did block the damage. We did do 1 point, but we can't do anything about this. So we're going to kill it. That's good. It comes off the board. However, the Ogre Chief's power is going to trigger, which means we're going to lose a center lane defense again. It's going to do damage to the center lane. Now remember, when the Chieftain does damage like that, it doesn't hit the players. It hits the town's defenses. So it makes the town weaker. However, let's go back to the table and see what happens here. Okay, so we did do the 1 more point of damage. He only did 1, so because he killed it and equaled the same amount of damage, he's going to get the trophy. So this goes back there. Brida's point goes back there, and he's getting this Shaman trophy, which does not give him enough to get the item yet that's in the pool. Okay, now though, this will, since we got 1 doom, that's going to go up again and trigger this ability for it. And he hasn't moved yet, so that's not going to trigger, but this will. Deal 1 damage to each lane containing 1 orc monster. That's only the middle lane. Okay, so that's going to trigger. That means we are going to, bam, one of the gates is going to fall. 1/2 of the gate fell down. It's terrible. We're really succumbing to the attacks of these creatures now. It's not good. And that means that this is going to get discarded on the bottom. We're going to see what a new ability is. It's called Flank Attack. Add 1 black monster die to all revealed non-boss monsters, excluding those in the center lane. Well, I'm kind of glad this came out later, because he's got 2 more before he triggers that ability again, and he has not moved yet, but he's probably about to. So Tardos did then kill the Shaman. That is gone from the board. Now we're going to go back to Brida. Brida is going to have to go after that Shaman there in the back row. So the roll is going to be the same, but it's going to cost her 2 stamina. She's getting a little low. We're getting close to the point where we kind of need the Chieftain to move up so we can attack him without running out of stamina. I mean, Tardos has only got 1 second lane attack he can do before he's done. Okay, here we go. Brida, get it done. Same thing, 3 black dice versus 3 blue dice. Not wonderful. Okay, so we're going to take a damage, and that's going to go up. That's not so bad, but we overkilled it. Do I want to use her ability? Discard 1 monster die. I already used it, but I didn't use the Knight's Cross yet. I'm going to do this. Bam, we're going to use the Knight's Cross finally. It says, use any Knight's ability, including exhausted abilities in play without exhausting it. Okay, well, we already exhausted her ability, but it says discard 1 monster dice showing any sword symbol. Result and add it to yours. That doesn't do any good, actually. I'm not going to waste our token. I thought I could get rid of that Doom one, but I can't. I can only get rid of a sword symbol. So we're going to take this. We did 3 points of damage to the 2-point orc. However, the orc is going to do 1 point of damage and give us a Doom back. So we'll get the 2 coins that were on the orc to Brida. The orc, this token goes away, and the orc now becomes part of her menagerie, and she does have enough to get the trophy now, which is great. Next thing that's going to happen, though, is the Doom track is going to go up for the monster. Let's look at that. So the first thing that happens is it moves up. Then this is also going to trigger. Actually, this triggers first. Then he moves up. Then he moves up and triggers this. Deal 1 damage to each lane that has a orc monster in it. Our gate is gone. The gate is gone already. Oh my gosh. That's terrible. We're losing our defenses so fast. We still have 2 monsters on the board. But we have a ton of money. We're going to really beef up next turn. And we're going to get one of these cool trophy items, I think. Okay, so we got the Shaman. We're back to Tardos. Tardos is going to spend 1 stamina to attack the Shaman. If he takes any damage, he's out. He's not going to be able to do that. Again, the Shaman there is going to be 3 black dice because of this token, and against his 3 blue knight dice. He's got 1 stamina left, so when the orc, if he can hold on to it without taking any more damage, the orc chief will come to the front and he'll at least be able to get 1 attack on him. Let's hope that happens. He's still got his longsword and his own special ability in play, but his own special ability is not going to help. This was beautiful. Oh, look at that. Oh, man. Wow. So, we need only 2 damage to kill. This is a wonderful roll. So, here's what we're going to do here. He is going to use his longsword. You may turn any of your shields into sword tokens or any of your sword results into shield tokens for this combat roll. So he's going to turn one of his sword tokens into a shield token. That means he will block this damage and he'll do 2. That's enough to kill the shaman. So he gets the 2 coins on the shaman. And we'll give that to Tardos. And Tardos has killed the shaman. Bam. Now, here's where we're at. We're going to have to be fighting the big bad guy now. Now, good news is his ability is not going to trigger even if he gets it because there are no more orcs in the lane. So this ability does not trigger. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This ability, when he moves, this happens, right? But it doesn't happen because there's no orcs in the lane. So he moves up. Now, he's strong, though. He's already bumped up. Now, the other cool thing is that ability isn't going to trigger. Nothing's going to happen, even if that goes up, because there's no orcs left. It's just us fighting him now. So we're going to go back to Brita. Brita is going to attack him for sure. Right now, he's got a lot of dice. So let's build his dice pool. He's got 3 red dice. That's a lot. Means we're going to take some damage. And 1 black die. And he's got 1 automatic defense already. Boom! Just like that. That's tough. Okay, let's go take him on. Brita's going to attack him with as much force as she can. She has no abilities left except for the Knight's Cross. So she can discard a monster die showing a sword result and add it to hers. That might be helpful. This could be quite brutal. So there's his shield token for his special ability, his defense. Let's see what this turns out. Oh my gosh! Oh, that's rough. Okay, look at that. This is interesting. So we're going to get rid of, you know what? These don't matter. Well, it will matter. He goes up twice, he's going to add a black die. He goes up once, he's going to add a black die. So it doesn't matter if I take these 2 out. These 2 are going to happen anyway. He's going to, we did 3 points, he's going to stop 1. We're going to remove a monster die with this. That's the whole die, not just a symbol. It's remove the die. So I don't care about these 2, because if he goes up 1 or 2, I'll show you that. He's still going to add a 1 more black die to his attack roll. So it's more important to do damage. Tardos is going to spend 2 more Wrath to roll 1 more die. Let's hope we get lucky and get some more damage on him. Okay, we got 1. So that's going to mean 2, 3. So he did 3 right now. And we're going to take 2, and that's going to be the end of his night. So he's going to rush in, do this massive attack for 3 damage, and then get killed. Now, that means it's up to Brita. Brita's... Oh wait, was that Brita? No, it's Tardos. Right, Tardos did that when he... no, that was Brita. Tardos killed the last shaman. Okay, right, we still have our Knight's Cross. Can we do anything with it? No, so I got to put up... yeah, let's do this. Make sure I got this right. Okay, I got everything good. But this is our rolls right here. Discard 1 monster die without showing any sword result. Okay. Showing any sword result and add 1 sword token. Showing any sword results. So if I can block this one, and then I use the Knight's Cross to use Brita's ability, it says any sword results. So would I just wipe this out and turn it into another plus for her? 4 points of damage to the War Chief from Brita? Taking no damage from the Chief and it does 4 points? I think that's right. So this is Brita's ability. Discard 1 monster die, showing any sword result, and add 1 sword token to your combat roll. So this is a sword result. I think it would just reduce to 1. I don't think it'd be fair to wipe it out. I think it would reduce to 1 and she'd get 1. Meaning she'll take a damage, he'll take a damage. That seems right, right? I think that's right. Okay. So he is going to take 4 damage from Brita. Brita's done quite well on this. And that's going to put these 4 tokens on his board right there. And then she is going to take a damage. She only took 1 though. That's pretty good. We got rid of this one. Let's go back and I'll just show you how the dice worked again, just so you're clear on it. Okay, these 2 are going to go through. He had a defense, so that blocked this one. That's out. This one, we used her special ability to take a shield, a sword symbol, and turn it into a sword symbol for herself. I'm going to assume that means you would just reduce it 1, even though the way it reads, I think you might remove it, but I'm going to play it the harder way because I think that's more fair. And then our faith dice took that one out completely, which leaves these 2 left to deal with. Which means he goes 1, 2, But let's take a look at this, because I think we're going to have to do the exception. So we're going to trigger this, but there's no guys on here. If there are only revealed monsters in the center lane, add 1 black monster die token to each of them. There are none. So this just doesn't have an effect, apparently. Because there are no monsters in there, in the lane. So we're good. And that's that. So we did take some damage. We did lose a lot of our defenses too. But we're going to go back to Tardos now. Man, Brita really scored some money. She's got, look at this, she's got a bunch of money. She's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And she had left over. Yeah, and she came out of this really, really well. She's doing good. Okay, now it's going to be Tardos' last battle. He has got 1 point of stamina he can spend. He's in the yellow zone. His green token and red token are right next to each other. So this is it for him. Here's a problem. So as we build this dice pool, let's just get everything out of the way. We're going to leave that there because he does get that. We only have 3 blue dice. He does, however, have 3 red now and 2 black dice, including the defense. So it's looking grim. We might have to use a lot of our wrath right now. Let's see what... Oh, I got to roll mine too. That's helpful. Let's roll ours too. See what we get. Okay. Well, that was all damage all day. So here's what he's got. Now, he can use his ability. It says add 1 sword token to your combat. Deal any excess damage. So he's going to use that ability. That's his main ability, to add 1 sword token to his combat. So there he is. We just want to make sure he gets killed. It's not going to matter if we succeed or fail or not, as long as we do enough damage to kill him. We're going to take 2 damage, which means we're out of the fight already. Brita was still in it. She was still in it. This is going to send his thing up 1, but that's not going to matter. So we're going to block 2, and we're going to do 3. That's more than enough to kill him. Let's take a look at that. So Tardos slew the war chief with 3 points of damage. Not enough to overcome what Brita did. So he'll get this coin, and that token goes there. But then we're going to clear it, and she's going to get the war chief. Boom! She just crushed it in this round. That was good. But not all is good, because we did also basically get blasted, and our gate is down at this point in time. We're losing our defenses pretty quickly, and this is going to get tougher. So we'll see how things go. And with that said, the war chief is done. We have put an end to the war chief, and we'll be heading into our day phase. We're going to end our episode right there. I think that'll be good. We did quite a bit there. We took quite a bit as well. So in the next phase, we'll be going back to the day phase. We're going to get to clean everything up. We're going to get to spend some of our stuff on trophies. It looks like we may be able to get a couple of the trophies off the board and into our hands, which make us a lot tougher. And we're going to get quite a few, we have a lot of money to spend on items. So we're going to be able to get some really, really good stuff and continue to beef up our ability for that next round of attack. What I will show you is the, in the next phase, phase 2, there's only going to be 4 regular monsters, but 5 epic monsters. It goes up pretty dramatically. So we're going to have to take that on in night 2, and a new adversary, our new main boss. We'll see which one that is as well. All right, y'all. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you appreciated this episode. It was a lot of fun, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.